Hello, and thank you for taking the time to take a look at this quick video about the basics of the upcoming April 5th referendum. What you see on the screen here is the actual ballot question that we have for the referendum itself. It is developed by attorneys to make sure that the question is what we need to have in for the voters of our district. To just walk through it very quickly, talk about the idea that the district shall be authorized to issue pursuant to Chapter 67 of Wisconsin statutes general obligation bonds in the amount not to exceed $31.9 million for paying for the cost of constructing and equipping a new 4-year-old kindergarten through grade 5 elementary school with administrative offices. That's a lot, so I want to break that down a little bit to make sure people understand what this question means 100%. Some specifics about this. Number one, if you vote yes to this, you are approving the referendum. If you vote no to that, you are rejecting the referendum as proposed in the ballot question. A few things that go through this as part of that question again is this is for a 4-year-old kindergarten through grade 5 elementary school with administrative offices that include the building level administration and district offices. It is at a $31.9 million original cost of construction, so that is the actual cost of constructing the building with all site work, all furniture, all technology, everything in the building, basically a latchkey building in which we move into. There is a not to exceed. We do hear this at times. Within the language of the ballot, there is a not to exceed number. In other words, this building cannot exceed $31.9 million. If it did, the district would need to be making some cuts in the building to do this. Some people wonder at times, can the building run over costs? Absolutely not, as it is a not to exceed a number within the referendum. The money can only be used for construction-related purposes. That's another key factor. We do get this question at times. You know, where can the money be used? Only can be used for what the voters approve with the referendum. In other words, a 4YK through grade 5 building with administrative offices, and that's it. Cannot be used anywhere else. It is financed over 20 years. The term that you see within the referendum is the issuance of general obligation bonds. In other words, the district is borrowing the money. The term that the money would be borrowed for would be a course of 20 years. So taking, once again, the original $31.9 million and financing that over a 20-year period of time. We've been using a 4% interest rate for the estimation of tax impact. The 4% is above market rates at this point in time, but we want to be very, very careful to make sure that tax impact does not exceed what we said we would have for the referendum itself. Some other information. The tax impact itself, as mentioned, has been estimated at $120 on a $100,000 home compared to the taxes that a person pays during the current school year, in other words, the 2015-16 school year. Again, financed over a 20-year period of time at 4%, so we feel that this is a very, very good number to use to not to exceed that level. We have had a construction manager and architect involved from day one. That is an important feature that school districts it is common that school districts use construction managers and architects. Sometimes construction managers, people don't understand what that role is 100%. The construction manager is just not the person that is on site while the building is being built. They're heavily involved in the actual design of the building and cost estimation of the building. That way we feel that we can, working with Krause Anderson, the construction manager, deliver on a building that is going to be built within the cost and meet the needs and expectations of our community. The projected opening would be January of 2018 if the referendum was approved. We've talked a lot about that in meetings and such to really talk through the idea of how the move would be done, but the elementary facility would be in January 2018. In other words, our elementary students would go to schools and our 5th grade would go to school where they go to school until we actually open that facility in January of 2018. That is the last bit of information regarding the referendum. Again, on April 5th coming up, we have much more information at our website at www.ellsworth.k12.wi.us. Really want to thank people. We've had a lot of feedback on our website and other information that we've provided. Please take a look if you haven't been there yet. A number of videos outside of this, a lot of general questions about the referendum itself. And again, thank you, and please vote on April 5th.